Hello everyone, welcome to Rep Sports. I'm Shorjani Chatterjee, your host for the pre-match live. Joining me today is Nehashish Mukherjee and Mohor Chaudhary. We all know that CSK and SRH are going to play against each other, and the race to the playoff has intensified. We all know that CSK right now is at number 5 in the points table, whereas SRH is at number 3. We saw in the previous match what happened against GT when SRH got bundled out for 86 runs. And I think Mohan was very happy because finally that 49 run score was, it was, we met with the score. However, nowhere near 49, but okay, I'll get it. Yeah, but on the other hand, we also saw what happened between CSK and LSG and how Mitchell Marsh's innings, helped LSG win the match against CSK. However, today is a crucial game for both the teams, and we'll just get into the discussions first. But first things first, it has become like a routine. Every time KKR plays, we ask whether Pathirana will be playing or not, and I think we got an answer in the previous match. Every time CSK plays, only there's one question: will MSD play today? Snehashish, your thoughts?
For me, I think today also we're not going to see MS Dhoni in action. Whatever twists that we have been seeing on social media from former cricketers like Ashwin and Akash Chopra also tweeted something. I think definitely not. Maybe that is regarding the retirement talks and all. But today, I think I'm not going to see because the equation remains same for the CSK. Still, they're in that contention for the playoff, and maybe whatever we have heard, that Dhoni might be thinking that it is not right time to make a comeback. Right time not to disrupt the combination that has been working for the team. Eventually, if it was a kind of a match that where they were not in chance of any making into the playoffs, then maybe I think it was a chance for him making a comeback and play for the fans maybe. But right now, I don't see him making a comeback and play because today it's a huge game for them. Yes, maybe the last game for them, at the home ground for them. So maybe the fans were thinking that okay, finally we might see MS Dhoni in action because you never know with the retirement talks here and there. But still, but I think personally that today also we are not going to see MS Dhoni in action. We might see the same playing 11, maybe one few changes here and there regarding the Akin Hussain thing or maybe. But overall, regarding the MS Dhoni factor, I am not seeing MS Dhoni playing. More, if we talk about CSK's batting, we not raise a home game. But on the other hand, the opening pair, Sanju Samson and Ruturaj Gaikwad, we all know that both these players are extremely talented. They have a lot of, they can go out there and score runs. But this season, they have been a little inconsistent. Your thoughts? Absolutely, that's exactly the word that you used. They have been inconsistent. And one more thing that is, yes, they're both players of great caliber, but we haven't really seen a proper opening partnership as of yet. Either Sanju Samson clicks, Ruturaj Gaikwad doesn't, or Ruturaj clicks, Samson doesn't. So that can be a point of concern going forward. Urvin Patel has been doing a brilliant job in number 3, so we're not really, no one's really feeling that void of the opening partnership. But the day Urvin Patel doesn't play for whatever reason, he's also human. Maybe we'll be able to fill the void. Sanju Samson, yes, when he plays absolutely. I mean, he's absolutely brilliant when he gets going. You either have to dismiss him before he scores 10 or 15 runs, or he's going to, finish the game and then go. So that is the kind of player that he is. And also, Ruturaj Gaikwad, I think strike rate is a factor. I would say, I would love to see him, batting first, trying to post a big total on the scoreboard. I would love to see how he approaches the game when that happens, or while chasing when he has to chase a big total. I would love to see his strike rate in that case. And Samson, of course, is a brilliant player, but once again, his inconsistency can be an issue. Let's see. Maybe tonight, hopefully, I hope they click. Yeah, Ashish, your thoughts? Do you agree with more, or do you think there's something else that is not clicking for CSK in the top order batting? I think the consistency. I think that is the point that she also mentioned that with Sanju Samson, you never know what kind of form that is coming into this game. He might score two low score in the previous two games, and then in the third game he might score 100. And we have seen that in this tournament on. So that is the part. But still, the good factor that Sanju Samson has scored, despite this is the first season for him in CSK's colors. I think he has done well, reasonably well. But the problem has been, Ruturaj Gaikwad. I think again the consistency in the middle in 2-3 games he looked good. At least he was scoring runs. But again, the consistency remains a concern. With Urvil Patel again, the attacking approach that he plays generally with he plays generally, it is very difficult for him to be consistent. Maybe that is the rule that CSK management has told him that go out there, play your shots, and try to score as quick as possible. But personally, I am very disappointed with someone like Deval Brevich. I think I expected a big season from him because the way he made a mark in the last season for CSK. After getting a chance in the middle of the season as a injury replacement, he got a chance and he did superbly well at the back end of the season, and that is why CSK retained him, and he was a key part of this season. But surprisingly, he has not done well. I expected him to do well. Someone like Christian Stubbs has done for DC, or maybe someone like David Miller has done for DC. So I think, but in that kind of a role, we have not seen Devon Previous doing well. I'm not talking about the consistency, but at least Devon Previous should make you win 2 or 3 games of the season. The caliber that he has, he should do. Those 30s, 40s will not help you when you are batting at number 3. 1 or 2 days you're scoring those quick 25, 30. But even if you see the strike rate also, it has not been that good also. Even he has struggled in that position also. So I think in that case, personally, I am very disappointed with Dalwell. It can happen. It happens with very best of the players also that 1 or 2 IPL seasons, do not go in your favor. That doesn't mean that he has lost his game or something, but expectation is always higher from someone like Joel Baby, and hopefully in this last game at the home ground, maybe a big now is waiting for.
Absolutely. But now that we're talking about the batters, I think we also have to talk about Karthik Sharma because he was brilliant in the last 2 or 3 games that he played. More your thoughts?
Absolutely. Karthik Sharma is, I think, perfect phrase to describe him would be too mature for his age.
Yeah.
I mean, he just knows when to hit. His shot selection is absolutely, he just knows when to hit what. Uh, he's also someone who can go out and, hit every ball for a six. He also can go down that aggressive route, but he plays according to the situation. Even in the last game when they had a major top order collapse, he stood up. He was there. He was there at the crease. He took charge and he did his job brilliantly. One thing that I think he can improve is I think his strike rotation he can work on it. Other than that, I think he has been doing a fabulous job with like Snehashish mentioned, Devol Brevis not really stepping up. Shivam Dube also inconsistent. Last day, yes, he had an impact, but again, too small a sample size to comment that he is in form or something. So standing in that position, I think Karthik Sharma coming in as a youngster, team trusting him. Obviously, we know the kind of price tag that he was obviously the kind of bid that he got at the auction. So I think he's absolutely justifying that.
Ashish, now that she mentioned someone like Karthik Sharma, and then she was also talking about other players as well. Do you agree with her on Karthik Sharma, or do you have something else to add?
Oh yes, I have been pretty impressed with Karthik Sharma. I think the knocks that he has played, I think he has been very orthodox kind of a batter. He is not someone that will come out and throw his bat on every ball. And
But he can do that.
He can do
He
that.
can
He
do
has that game. But the best part that he has that second fiddle game also.
Absolutely.
He can play according to the situation. He knows, in this kind of situation, it's better to stay there, and after some time we can go to the aggressive group. I think that is something that we generally miss in this generation of batters. Generally, in this is just the core T20 batters of India and equally other countries. I am saying you will find very rare kind of a players who has those two kind of game in their play. So I think in that case, I think Karthik Sharma has been pretty impressive, and he has been pretty consistent. I will say. I think the scores that he has managed under pressure also, I think has done well, and he has also that knowledge, when to create those partnerships, and he has also know that when the batters at the opposition end of an opposite end is going at an aggressive route, I can play the second role. I can wait for my turn and then can play our shot. So I think that's very good and very good addition for CSK, and hopefully he can continue. And if he can continue like this, I think he can be a very, very key player going forward for CSK.
Another question for Snehashish before I go to Mohammed. Shivam Dube. She mentioned Shivam Dube, right? Would you say the term inconsistent is the correct, correct word to use for him? Because we know he's a brilliant player and we have seen him do wonders for Team India. But in this season, would you say that he has been inconsistent?
See, by numbers, we can say that he has been inconsistent. There's no doubt about that, and by the impact also, because what you all know, what Shivam Dube can do, especially with the bat at number 5 or number 6, that he has not done that much for CSK so far. But the problem, I think, again, I mentioned that thing. I think Shomit also mentioned that the CSK management somehow has spoken to Shivam Dube about the role that MS Dhoni, would have played in this team. That the role of MS Dhoni has been always like that: be there, take the game deep, and then go for the aggressive good and try to score at the back end of the inning. So maybe for Shivam Dube also the management has spoken, I think, on that note that okay, you also play that kind of a role. Somehow maybe getting adapted to that kind of a role or new role, I think has not worked for him properly. It can happen. He's trying his best, what I can say. But I think as of now, I think he has struggled in that kind of a role. But you never know. I think maybe not this season, but you never know. I think in the next season we might see a better version of Shivam Dube in this same similar kind of a role, because you never know how many years you are gonna get MS Dhoni in action, right? This season he is yet to play. Next season you never know what is going to happen. So they need to get someone groomed or getting ready who can play that kind of a role going forward. So I think for that, I think they have chosen someone like Shivam Dube, or maybe to get groomed or to get adapted to that role. I think he has struggled a bit, but I am pretty hopeful the quality and the composure that she has, I think he will definitely do well.
Next, we'll move to the bowling unit and we'll completely focus on that. But before that, I wanted to ask you about Prashant Veer. What are your thoughts?
See, again, too small a sample size to comment. He has not gotten enough chances, or he has not gotten enough opportunity to showcase his talent as of now. But as of now, I wouldn't say he has been very impressive, because he has just been drafted into the team. But obviously, I've heard great things about him, as far as domestics are concerned. So I am sure he will show that, he will showcase that, but I think he needs some time. Karthik Sharma has gotten more opportunities. Of course, he has been able to showcase his talent, but Prashant Veer, I think, will need more time.
Okay, so we have an update that MS Dhoni is there at the stadium. He was the last player to exit the team bus. The first time this season that Dhoni is at the venue on match day. Maybe, maybe.
Okay.
Because we all know that there's an event after the match is over.
Yeah.
So we might get to see
Fans
Dhoni.
have been asked to stay back.
Yeah, so we might get to see Dhoni. But yeah, if we focus on the bowling combinations, Nehashish, we all know Anshul Kamboj. Definitely he's taking wickets. He's there in the list as well. But on the other hand, we saw what happened against LSG. Bowling 2.4 overs, going for 63 runs. And then, he was trusted with the ball. He was trusted with the ball. He was asked to defend the runs and he completely failed. What are your thoughts? I mean, has he impressed you? He has been taking wickets, but do you think he has been leaking a lot of runs?
No, I think he has done well. I think one bad game doesn't, make him a bad bowler. I think he has done well. It is not easy because primarily when you think of someone like Anshul Kamboj, he is a primary, red ball bowler. So for a bowler who generally has made an impact on red ball in Ranji Trophy season, it's very difficult to do well in a tournament like IPL, especially in white ball tournaments. And if you see in the earlier season, he didn't do that much well. But I think in this season, he has improved a lot, and that is why he was, managing those wickets. I think he bowled well, especially in the death overs, and he has added some variations also. I think the slowers and everything. So I think he has done well. But I think on that particular day, I think Mitchell Marsh was on a different kind of a mission. I think
Yeah.
I think
Credit,
I think the way he was batting that day, I think he was just seeing the ball and going for the shots. And everybody was, middle of the pack.
And all the other batters were struggling.
Yeah.
On the other hand,
Yeah.
especially Nicholas Puran, he was struggling
Yeah,
at the beginning,
yeah,
and then at the end,
Yeah.
and he got his rhythm. But all the other batters were
She
struggling.
said that Anshul Kamboj's deliveries are becoming very predictable.
One thing that I think it has become predictable. I think that bowling from down the wicket and targeting.
Yes, yes.
I think in the eighth over, I think this has been that his planning. That I think before the tournament that he planned that okay, in the eighth overs I will go with this kind of a plan. Maybe in the initial 5-6 game it worked, but then when you play those games, obviously in modern generation, the videos and the statistician, everyone is there. So everyone will, from the next matches, everyone will come and decode that and will tell their batters, okay, this is the plan Anshul Kamboj is going to do against you. So you get prepared for that. I think the batters have somehow found their solution, and now they are going against him and doing well. Now this is a new challenge for Anshul Kamboj as a bowler. That okay, it worked for me for some days. Now the batters are doing well. Now it's time for plan B or making a new plan, especially at the death overs. I think there is a new challenge. And when a bowler or maybe a batter in that case, when a player, you know, makes to creates new plan for them going forward, so that their impact remains same, in the tournament. I think that is where big players, somehow emerge. So I think that is a challenge that Anshul Kamboj needs to combat. Hopefully he does well, but somehow I completely agree with Mohammed that especially in the death overs, I think the planning has become a little bit predictable, and that is why maybe he's struggling. I think that is where CSK management, the bowling department, the bowling coaches, I think need to sit down and come up with a better plan.
Now that he's mentioned management and the bowling coach, my question to you is, why is Akhil Hussain not playing? Because he has been brilliant. He has been doing exceptionally well alongside Noor Ahmed. And you all were very shocked when he was dropped. Do you think it's because of the overseas combination? I mean, what are your thoughts?
I think it's just because of the wicket, Sholani. The previous game was in Lucknow, right? So there we know that Lucknow pitch usually favors the pacers. That's what it is. So maybe keeping that combination, keeping the pitch factor in mind, they did not take him in the team, but it is baffling, to be honest, because Akil Hussain, yes, I think in the match before that he did leak a lot of runs, but once again it's the management's responsibility to show the trust in the player and back them. Because before that, if you see, he has consistently taken wickets and he has consistently maintained a very healthy economy rate. So obviously, Akil Hussain is someone, and he's very versatile. He can bowl in the power play, you can bowl, he can bowl in the middle overs. Whenever you ask him to bowl, he can bowl and he can pick up wickets. So I think today I am certain Akil Hussain will be in the
I
team.
think today he's playing because
Yeah,
in our
he's
group
chip off.
we got the message
Oh.
that Akil Hussain has marked up his
Perfect. He
So I
should
think-
Also, we have an update that MS Dhoni, along with the other players, he's training on the ground. So
Okay.
it might be that MS Dhoni is playing today. and
Okay.
It might be his farewell match.
I
We
can
don't
sense
know.
the energy. Chipper.
Oh my God. But think about the
And that
fans.
brings me to a very interesting question, Ashish. We all know Karthik Sharma and all of them have been performing very well. So if MS Dhoni plays today, who does he come in, as a replacement for?
That is the bigger question, and that is, I think, that is where someone like MS Dhoni might be thinking that it is not good that I am making a comeback and disrupting the whole combination at this stage of the tournament. As I mentioned earlier, also this is completely my perception that whatever we have seen MS Dhoni throughout his career, I think he has always put the team ahead of him,
Absolutely.
right? So I think in this case also, when he's seeing that the team is still in contention for the playoff and the combination finally getting worked and they're doing well both in the bat and ball. See, I think in 1 or 2 games everyone will fail. That is not the big case, but still they're in the contention and they're heavily favored for the top four spot. There's no doubt about that. I think in that case, MS Dhoni might think that despite maybe I'm being fit or not, doesn't matter. I will not I will not go and play and will not disrupt the combination that has been working for the team. So I think whatever we have seen MS Dhoni, I think that might be the thinking that MS Dhoni is thinking right now, maybe, but you never know. I think
But
he's
he also
training
has
and
a
getting
thumb
that.
injury.
Yes, yes. Yeah, another. I think today morning we got to know, and I think an image also went
Yes,
viral a
just
few hours back.
yes.
So there you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see
the
the tapes,
taping.
taping, around the thumb. So maybe that injury also.
But if he plays,
Yeah,
do you think he's playing as an impact player? Because again, will he be keeping? Because Sanju Samson has been doing exceptionally well behind these stumps.
But then again, his strength is his keeping.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
because in the last season also, if you can remember, he was coming out to bat at number 8, number
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
Not
he
so much
does
with the
look a
bat.
little rusty. We all have to accept
I mean,
that he does look a
obviously,
little rusty.
Yeah.
But then, as a keeper, he has been brilliant,
But
even in
Dhoni
the
is
last
Dhoni.
season.
Dhoni,
Yeah.
absolutely. Dhoni, Dhoni. Yeah.
So let's see.
Okay, last question more about CSK. Then we move on to SRH because we are going to be trolled for being biased right now. But more, we were talking about Jamie Overton, right?
Yeah.
And we know what immense contribution he has in his team. So do you think the CSK are missing Jamie Overton now that he has been ruled out?
100%. I think no matter the replacement, I don't think anybody will be able to fill into his shoes because the kind of impact that he had throughout the tournament with the ball, of course, the typical hit the deck bowling, expecting that bounce and trapping the batters, of course, but also with the bat. Whenever there was a middle order collapse, he used to. I remember he used to walk out and, of course, score those crucial runs with a huge strike rate. Of course, his entire role will be missed, no matter who you replace him with. Spencer Johnson came in the other day, and I'd say he was decent. Again, too small a sample size to comment. Just one game he has played. But I remember he was not that impressive in the previous season with KKR.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in the last match of Spencer Johnson played, I
Yeah.
think the first 2 overs he was expensive, and then the
That is what
last
I'm
over
saying.
he
Yeah.
he
It's too
controlled
early to
landed
comment.
it.
He was decent,
Absolutely.
but then again, the impact of Jamie Overton was definitely there. For sure. Especially in the Ekana pitch. Very.
Now let us just focus on SRH
SRH.
because we have spoken a lot about CSK. But if we talk about SRH, they were bundled out for 86, just 37 more runs from 49. But
Why? Why does this have to? No.
But Snehashi, what I wanted to ask is that we all know Travis Head, the kind of a beast that he
Yeah.
is on the crease. And again, Abhishek. We know Abhishek is
Mhm.
also out there. But again, inconsistency has been an issue for them.
I was quite surprised to see a batting lineup of SRH getting bundled for 86. I didn't expect that thing for sure. But see, I think I have always said that thing that the kind of batting lineup they have, yeah, it's a high risk, high reward game. I think on a difficult pitch, a little bit, slowish
Exactly.
pitch, or maybe when the pitch is doing something for the bowlers, it is very difficult those batters. And the problem is that in defined batting lineups, you might say it is difficult for maybe the top 2 or 3 batters. Maybe the following batters can do the job. But in this batting lineup, maybe the top 5, 6 batters will face the same problem.
Mm.
If you see, as you mentioned, Travis Head, Abhishek, Then obviously Ishan Kishan, then you have Henry Klassen,
Nitish Kumar
okay,
Reddy,
yeah, Nitish Kumar Reddy
Sunil
also,
Arora.
Sunil Arora, everything. And I think Smadan also, I think batting at number 4 or number 5 whenever given opportunities. So if Smadan had that game maybe, but obviously, playing in IPL is a different kind of a challenge, and I think Smadan has not been given the perfect batting order maybe
Yeah,
for him.
I was
think
about to say that.
I think he generally bats at number 3 or number 4, but in this team you will not get that position for sure because you have your settled top 4 and informed top 4.
Yeah.
1 or 2 games getting it bundled up 86 doesn't matter. They are the top 4 and they are going to be your top 4. So in that case, whatever opportunity Smaran gets, I think he needs to bat at number 5 or number 6 and he should do well for his case, unfortunately. But overall, I think see, whenever the pitch is a little bit of tricky, it will be difficult for SRH batters, and that is the case. And today at Chepak, you never know if it is a little bit of sluggish and spinners are getting a little bit of spin or something, then
That's
it
what
can
we
be
are
a
getting to know.
problem.
It's a sluggish
Yeah,
wicket,
then
typical
it
old
can be.
chip of wicket.
So then it can be problematic for them. And in that case, I want them to be a little bit of realistic. That
Yeah.
just assess the conditions and assess that what scores can be the fast score that you can fight for, and then put that score on the board for batting first. Because against KKR also they struggled only in that case. They didn't understood the pitch and they got bundled under below per score and KKR chased on easily. So I think as a batting unit they need to assess the conditions and according to that they need to play. Otherwise it will be difficult.
Also, CSK have only 2 games left, and I think it's a must win for them in order to qualify. But more, what I wanted to ask you is that we know that in case of SRH, Klassen and Nitish Kumar Reddy, they have built partnerships and they have been very crucial in the batting lineup. We've seen in matches where the top order has failed, both of them have come in and assessed the pitch properly, coordinated and scored runs. So, do you feel that the batting order kind of relies heavily on their partnership?
A very interesting question. I think it relies on the start for sure because Travis Sheikh needs to give a good start, and especially in wickets like these, they have to be a little patient. I know that is not their typical gameplay, especially the last game was in Narendra Modi Stadium, right? The wicket we know it has a lot of grass and it's obviously catered to the bowlers largely. So they should have maintained a little composure out there. Even tonight they have to. But yes, if you talk about the middle order, I think even till the last season, the SRH middle order was a big question. But this time, I would say that Henry Klassen has been extremely consistent, and so has the Nitish Kumar Reddy. So if the top order is unable to perform, yes, I won't say it's overly reliant on them, but I think it's reliant on them in a good way because the middle order also has to perform. If you look at the top 2, top 3, and as well as if all the batters are performing, then I think it's a very good sign for them. And Henry Klassen, like I mentioned, has been extremely consistent. Nitish Kumar Reddy has upped his T20 game. So I think the batting order looks completely fine. But once again, the inconsistency issue is once again the top 2. And I think Ishan Kishan to some extent. So the rest is.
Moore did speak about Nitish Kumar Reddy as the batter, but I will ask you about Nitish Kumar Reddy as a bowler because we've seen him open with the new ball as well. We've seen him come in and bowl middle overs also. So your thoughts?
I think he has been good. I think I'm talking about the bigger picture from India perspective. After Hardik Pandya, you need some pace bowling, seam bowling all rounders. I think in that case, Nitish Kumar Reddy is your first choice as of now. But if you see injuries and in the last 1 year, maybe the performance had not been that good. So I think that is why this IPL was very, very crucial for him. I think he has worked a lot, especially with the bowling. I think Bharat has mentioned several times in Defined Life that Stephen Jones. I think the way he has worked, behind the scenes with him and the improvement is quite evident. The pace has increased and the line and length and consistency on line and length has increased because that was the main problem earlier. I think he has done well with the new ball, as you mentioned, and middle overs also. But with the bat, I need a little bit more of consistency, or maybe a little bit more of aggressiveness because he is a technically solid batter. He is not someone like Hardik Pandya. He is a very technically solid batter. So I think a little bit more aggressiveness maybe because we are batting at number 5 or number 6 as a finisher. But with the ball, I think he has been super impressive. Good sign for India. If he remains fit, I think fitness remains a very big concern. I think it's a very big factor for him because going forward, he can be a very, very crucial player for India if he continues to work hard. And in that case, I mentioned in yesterday's live also, I think I also see someone like Madhav Tiwari in that rank also. I think he has done well as all rounder. I think he has been superb with the bat. He has been superb with the ball. Yeah, I think Madhav Tiwari has been pretty impressive. So I think too early to say, only 2 games, but still, I will say that if he continues to do well for DC and in the state games also, I think in future we might see Aditya in the radar also.
More now that we're talking about the pace attack, I wanted to ask you about your thoughts on Pat Cummins. I mean, definitely Australian captain. We all know the kind of aura that he has on the field, the kind of lens that he bowls. But
I
again,
don't know him from 2023.
Oh my god, don't want to remember. But no, I really admire him a lot. As a captain, of course, he has
Yeah.
great brains, great leadership qualities,
Yeah.
and the way he has literally he joined later in the season, right? Ishan Krishna also did a fabulous job, by the way, but he carried it forward from there. So I think great job from him. And as far as his bowling is concerned, if you were about to ask that, I think typically Pat Cummins was not a T20 bowler. He was, I mean, obviously, but this year I do see improvement in his bowling. He has worked on his T20 bowling, particularly. I think in a number of games, I remember he has done really well. He has been the most economical in some of the games. So, and not just him, the entire SRH bowling department has suddenly had this upward surge. We didn't expect SRH pace bowlers to be this impressive, but the addition of Saqib Hussain, Praful Hinge, all
Ishan
of these,
Malinga.
Ishan Malinga, oh my god, all of these people have literally performed as a unit, and I think that has been super.
Ashish, you have spoken a lot about Ishan Malinga. Why don't you go ahead and tell us something about him and how you would assess him?
I think he has been superb. I think in the last season also he was pretty impressive. But the challenge was that it shouldn't be for one season only. I think and that is why SRH put that faith on him and he repaired that. I think in the initial games were not looking that good, but after maybe 2 or 3 games, I think he has made a superb comeback and the consistency. And also, I think I want to mention that the support that he has managed to get someone like Saqib Hussain
Absolutely.
and Praful Hinge in 1 or 2 games, because for me, I think Hinge has not been that kind of a consistent
Yeah.
player. But Saqib Hussain has been more consistent, especially with his variations and pace also, and be it in the
Nine
in the
and
middle
ends
overs, yeah, or in the death overs
Death
also.
overs.
So I think
SRH death over bowling has been the best.
Yes,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yes. So I think along with Malinga and Saqib, I think they have done superbly well. Now with the inclusion of someone like Pat Cummins, the experience is there. And as Moho said, I didn't expect him to be that good in T20 especially, because over the years, if you see the numbers, he has not been that impressive in T20s. Be it for Australia, be it for franchises, be it IPL or any other. Even at one stage, discussions were that if he would have been the captain of Australia in T20 format, he would have been dropped because
Yeah.
they had better bowlers in their
Yeah,
ranks. For
absolutely.
him only, they couldn't have played a better option.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but now things have changed because Australia have a defined T20 captain. But overall, I think he has improved a lot in T20 bowling, whatever we have seen so far in IPL, and that is the biggest I think strength and biggest positive for him personally, and obviously for his also.
Ashish did mention Praful Hinge and Shakil Hussain in his answer. But more, I would want you to answer this one question that I had in my mind. I mean, Praful Hinge definitely he has been a little inconsistent. But how crucial are these two bowlers in the SRH bowling unit?
Very, very crucial. I think both of them, right from the moment they came in, they were on the headline. In the headline. Everyone was looking them up, like who are these players? How are they playing so well? But on the other hand, when Harshal Patel was in the team,
Yeah.
SRH bowling lineup was not like this. Harshal Patel and one more person, I keep forgetting because these people keep changing the franchise. But
Oh, I think Jaydev Unadkat.
Jaydev
Unadkat,
Unadkat, yes, sorry. So I mean, back then SRH and Pat Cummins was also not a part as yet. But back then, I think the bowling lineup, the pace bowling lineup, did not look the way it looks now. So these two youngsters have come in, especially Saqib Hussain, I would say, because he has the consistency. Praful Hinge as well, yes, he has these sparks of brilliance here and there, but consistency is an issue. But in the last game, I remember he did pick up wickets. Very
So they're
crucial
very
wickets.
new also.
Yeah, of
They
course,
should
they
be
have
new
a lot more time. Of course they would need a lot more experience, but I think both of them have been really good for SRH and it always will. Not just them, even the spinners. I think Shivam Kumar has done a
Yes,
good
it's
job.
about
Harsh
Ashwin.
Dube, and I think we might see one of them in today's game as well, considering that it's check out. No, so I think everyone has been.
But in the previous match, we did see Shivam Kumar go out and bowl, and I think Snehashi, he has impressed us a lot. We saw him live at the Asian Gardens as well,
Exactly.
and he was brilliant with the ball.
And he has been utilized really well by the captain.
Absolutely. Snehashi, your thoughts on Shivam Kumar while we wait for the update on the toss?
Yes, I think I know who are going to play. Noor, Brevis, Akil, and Spencer. I think these 4 are going to play for CSK today.
These are the 4
foreigners.
overseas
Yes.
options, right?
Yes.
So you have Noor Ahmed, Akil Hussain,
Brevis,
and
Brevis and
Spencer.
Spencer.
So who is not there?
who's not there. I think they're playing Spencer Johnson in place of this Overton.
Overton, Jamie Overton. Noor
Devil
is
Brooks
already
is
there in the
Sorry,
team.
there.
Devil Brooks is already
Yeah.
already there.
And Akil is there
Akil is there.
in place of whom? That is the
That is the question.
They're not-
Too many players.
Gurjanpreet Singh.
No, no,
No,
it
he's
should
the
be overseas.
Overseas.
Oh, overseas. Oh, yes.
It happens. It
It's
happens.
okay. It's
So
okay.
many matches happen.
teams.
Ten
Not
teams.
wrong.
Oh, why you?
Okay, we'll get to know
Yeah,
that.
while you were talking about Jaydev Unadkat, I remember when we were watching the match live, I constantly thought that Jaydev Unadkat plays for Rajasthan Royals. And I kept on saying that, he plays for Rajasthan Royals. And then Ashish kept on correcting me, saying that no, he's changed teams.
So many changes have happened, no? So, yeah.
Yes, do we have updates on the toss yet, Sneha?
No, till now.
While we're waiting for the updates, what would you like to say about Shivam?
I think he has been impressive. I think the best factor is the way they have managed to use him. I think that has been the main thing. I think he has done well, and I think we have to mention Harsh Dube also. I think he has been pretty. If I'm not wrong, I think he has managed a call up for the India A setup. If I'm not wrong, I think India is going to be a part of that squad. I think he has done super, and I would love to see him also in action today.
I think CSK have won the toss.
Okay.
SRH captain Pat Cummins calls heads and it's a tail. So CSK have won the toss. Now we're just waiting for the result.
And they have to.
Oh, that option has not been given yet. But CSK are going to bat first.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So we are waiting for the playing 11 to see if Dhoni comes in or
Okay,
not.
but CSK batting first.
Maybe the pitch will get more slower in the second innings. You never know.
You
The
never know.
spinners
And
will
they
come into game.
can't chase well.
Yeah,
So-
and maybe the spinners will come into the game more in
Yeah.
the second innings. That's why you have someone like Noor, someone like
Akil Hussain.
Akil Hussain is there, and obviously I think other spinners can also chip in. I think if Prashant Veer or someone like
Mhm.
they
Prashant,
can-
absolutely.
Yeah,
they can-
Prashant Veer's bowling has not been utilized.
Yes.
It has not been utilized. And as a batter also, I mean, he's coming lower the order. I think that is fine. But as a bowler, we've not seen much from him.
Because at the start of the tournament, we were hearing that he is absolutely the like for like
Yeah,
replacement of
yeah.
Jadeja.
Even the same thing is happening with Washington Sundar as well. Because we've not
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
balls
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
GT franchise.
He is doing well with the bat.
He is doing well
With the bat.
He's-
Absolutely.
GTI,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely. So we're waiting for the playing 11. It's not here yet. No update till now. But Mohan, now that we're talking about the pace attack and the spinning unit of SRH, how do you see this whole combination? I mean, how well are the pacers working together as a unit?
I think everyone's working together. I think the last game, obviously, you are allowed to have one bad game, but I think the entire unit, for the first time, I think SRH, see, even till the last year, what we used to say was SRH are a batting heavy side. They have all the big names that are needed for batting, but bowlers were not that impressive. But this time, I think the entire team has been performing as a unit. You have proper pacers, you have proper spinners, and the best part about them is that they've given the opportunity to the youngsters to showcase their talent, which a lot of teams don't. They don't really trust the younger options. They bank on the experience, which is fine, but of course you have to remember the kind of form that they carry as well. So I think great decision from the management to back so many young bowlers. And of course the batting is there. We can't say anything about it. So I think everything has been just working together. Any update?
Do you have any update?
Yeah, Ruturaj.
Oh, so Ruturaj Gaikwad is not. Oh, sorry. Wait, I can't see it.
Okay, I am reading.
Okay,
Yes, I am
okay,
reading.
yeah.
Ruturaj Gaikwad at the toss stage that looks a very dry wicket, no dew around as well. So we want to put up a score. So that is the reason behind opting to bat first. Last game also it wasn't the pace of the wicket to bat on. Anything around 200 should be a good score. We want to start well, assess well, and put our best foot forward. We have to respect the conditions. Batting first looks good. And regarding the MS Dhoni thing, he is not fit enough to play. So
See,
that's
I told you.
But they have one
Gurjapneet is
change.
not playing.
yeah,
Of
Gurjapneet
course
is
he's
not
not
playing.
playing, but one more overseas.
No, I think
But-
whatever I have seen, I think in the last game they went with only 3 overs.
Oh,
Yeah.
In this
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
they are- yeah, in that
Who do you
case,
think is going to come in as the impact player? Any idea? More any guesses?
I have to look at the playing 11 first. Who will playing 11? Otherwise, it's very hard to say. But MS is not playing, but they have one change. That is what Ruturaj is saying.
Okay,
Don't have.
Ruturaj also added one more line.
What?
He is not fit enough to play, but you never know if we win this and he comes for the last one. Okay.
Oh my God! What is this? What is this?
Okay. New game has started. Enjoy.
Very interesting.
Two games, one on the field, one on the field.
Okay. For SRH, they are unchanged. Same
Of course, they would not
So they're going with one spinner only. That is
Shibam.
Shivam Kumar.
You never know. Maybe
Abhishek
impact
Sharma
Harsh
can
Dube
go.
comes in.
Do you think
As an
Abhishek
impact
Sharma is going
player-
to bowl?
maybe as an
Sometimes-
impactor, they will bring Harsh
Harsh
Dubey.
Dubey can also come.
Harsh Dubey, definitely. Okay, so last few minutes on the show. More predictions before we close the show.
Match is a chipok. I think CSK will do this one.
But also keep in mind that your predictions are not working. So think
So
before you
I
speak.
see whatever I say is not coming true. So let me just take the risk. CSK.
Nitish?
I will definitely go for SRH. And the reason is behind is KKR.
Oh,
Because for
that is not a
KKR,
prediction. That is a wish.
yeah, that is
That
a
is a
wish.
wish.
Yes. Today I'm not predicting. I'm wishing this thing to happen that CSK should lose because that will give more chances for someone like KKR. So let's see what happens.
Okay, on that note, we close today's show. Thank you so much for watching. Please keep on following Rep Sports, like and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back for the post show.